Okay.
And you're going to say yes, because I want a quilt, which is what it's flashing on.
Uh-huh.
And then in this case, I'm going to have to scroll now to find my pattern. Yours will probably be the only one on your file, but I got to scroll through till I get to my pattern. Once I find the pattern I want, I'm going to use the arrow to get to the start. And now it's going to tell me it needs to know the parameters. Where am I going with it?
Okay.
So it wants an upper right point. And then I confirm that. And then I want to give it my lower left point. That's the only two parameters it plays with. And pardon me, but I may have to back this up just one more click, just so I get to the edge of my block. And then I can confirm that one. Now you have a choice here, making your design proportional or non-proportional.
Mm-hmm.
An example was those hearts I did on that bigger area, which now you can't see.
Yeah.
This area here, I did non-proportional. What that means is it's going to stretch the design to fit my parameters.
Okay.
Versus keeping it in proportion, still putting it in my parameters, but it might shrink the design.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect.
So I'm going to go with yes on my design because I know this is what I've been using all along.
So yes is going to shrink it.
Yes is going to, right, make it shrink and keep everything proportional. It's
Okay.
not going to distort anything.
Right.
I know for my blocks that I've been playing with, it's giving me that's 93% of the design. I've been working with 90%. That's just because that's what I know fits.
Uh-huh.
Next step it's going to say is confirm that. And the machine's now going to move to the starting point of the stitching for this particular design, which should start somewhere near the middle here. If you don't like where it landed, you can fine-tune its position slightly. And then when I hit the next button, it's going to want to start stitching it. So before I do that, I want to bring my bobbin thread up using this button here. Once, twice.
It's
the needle button.
the needle button. Okay.
So I can pull up the bobbin thread.
Right.
That just alleviates trouble down below. Yeah. Drop your foot, because if you don't, and it's nice if you leave the foot up. If you're not sure, you can do what's called an air pass. It'll
Right.
pretend to stitch it, and that sometimes helps you find out if you're going to make your design fit. And then the next button, as soon as I hit it, it's going to go, as long as the foot's down. And that's going to go do its thing. And I like clipping my tail to get it out of the way.
Okay. I'm going to back up until I see the Fox.Build sign. Okay, go ahead.
All right, because this is where it's gonna, when it finishes,
Mm-hmm.
this is where it's gonna come up to. Move it to exit.
If you want to exit and you don't want to repeat it, or
Don't even use repeat.
Okay.
Trust me, I'll explain later.
I think I remember this from before.
So as soon as I release it, I didn't even have to hit start. As soon as I release that, now the machine is free to pull out.
Okay.
You follow?
Yep.
And then I can come back here, and I usually do just one tack to pull that bobbin thread up again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even hit my hole, but anyway, that way you can cut your bobbin free so that you can move to the next design and not be dragging your bobbin thread.
Got it.
So it's good to do that. So for me, I'm going to just hit end because I'm done.
Okay. So what we've done is we have pinned the top of this backing or back sheet a 1/4 inch on this line right here, that on this top leader with pins. And now what are we doing?
Here, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't want it resting completely down, but I don't want it so high that
It creates,
bounces.
yeah.
So looking at that, doesn't look horrible, but I'm seeing,
I see the bulge too.
I see the dip here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and that could be that the quilt, it could be that it's not level on that end, because here it doesn't look horrible.
Yeah.
So, could be that end is low.
Or we could, you think the belly bar's low?
That's what I'm trying to determine. It appears that that side is higher than this one, that's all I'm saying, I can see that.
Okay.
Too high.
Okay, so on this side we're at, was this 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, it's
4,
too high.
5, 6, 7.5.
Yeah, I think the left side is up too high for some reason. Don't know why, but it looks too high.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna raise the belly.
Yeah, this one is higher by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. this is like 6.5 spaces up.
Well, you're more attentive to those things. I just eyeball it.
Well,
Because I don't trust that the floor is even level.
no, actually, I think you got them in the right place. This is good. So we're going to draw out roughly a 4x4 square, and we'll mark the parameters with the Qbot interface.
I think I
And
went a little bigger.
it's
4.5.
okay. 4.5 is fine.
I did 4.5.
We can start there. And if it's small as I said it was, then we're okay.
So that gives us something to play with.
Uh-huh.
So now
So
we're going
now-
to try this again.
So
and
now we're
gonna
going to
give
put it in the upper right.
Mm-hmm. And this is going to be something you're going to have to pay attention to. I tend, you can literally go all the way to the corner. That's on you. But
Yeah.
whatever you do, you're going to want to be consistent.
Right. So you use the corner of the foot, and I use the needle usually.
Correct, but
Yeah.
I have a hard time seeing where the needle's at.
Got
so,
you. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the edge of the foot. So your choice.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
We're just testing.
Okay.
So we got the upper right,
Uh-huh.
and we got our. Yeah, this is as far as it's going to come down.
Okay.
Unless I crank that little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Lower left.
Lower
Now,
left.
are we keeping it proportional? We're going to go with yes for this round.
So it doesn't shrink it.
Failed to scale.
Oh. All right.
That's a new one.
I don't know what to say about that.
Okay.
Now we've stopped, so we're going to exit. Yeah. Okay, and we have to pull it out so that we can get
So it released it.
and
So lift our foot.
lift a foot.
Go ahead, drag it out to get your bobbin thread back. Doesn't matter how far out, and then I just pull with my finger here and then bring it back
Okay, that's right.
to where
To
you
there.
ended, somewhere there.
Yep, okay.
And then bring the bobbin thread back up with the button.
This button?
Mm-hmm. That needle button again.
Oh, yeah.
And again.
2 times, not 1 time. Because
Mhm.
it's so much more fun when it's 2 times. Okay.
So we can just grab that thread out and clip it.
All right. I swear, I will forget everything.
Inside the machine, obviously, this is the oil point. There's a little pad here. We just put a drop of oil on that
Yep,
pad.
got it.
I do recommend if you pop this plate off, and you may want to take this off, or at least take a brush to it because
For
you
feed
get,
dogs?
you know,
Yeah,
all
it
the
gets
lint,
really dusty in
the
there.
lint buildup. So I do recommend that periodically, but not necessarily every time.
Okay.
So that is beneficial. As far as oil points, there's 2 holes on the top of the machine. One is here,
Uh-huh.
and one is, I can't see them, blocked by
I see it. It's
Qbot.
right here. It's by your, yeah.
Somewhere here.
You're right there. Uh-huh.
So a drop or 2 in those 2 points, and that's it. So there's
Alright.
3 points to drop the oil.
So the front, and then the 2 on top, and if you have a lot of dust accumulating, or if you've done a lot of sewing, you want to blow it out or brush it.
Right.
Okay.